Hello everyone. So in this video, I'll go ahead and show you a little bit more about the report section. We'll go over it in detail so you guys know exactly how it works. So under your account, you want to go into this report section here. And basically, you have a filter here. And this is kind of the overview of all of your reports. You could go in every single one of them and view the details inside. But if you want to quickly check some data, you can go ahead and just go right here, and then you got this filter. If you have multiple industries, you can go ahead and check them all one by one. If you have multiple locations, you could go ahead and check data for every single one of them here. So whatever you filter out through the filter, it will filter out all the other locations, for example. And if you click on Dubai, it will only show you all the Dubai metrics. Here's a period filter. So if you want to do a custom one, or last week, last year, this year, you could do that, or you could go ahead and select the date range here. So once you do that, you'll want to click apply and click apply again. And then basically we'll filter out whatever it is that you are looking at. So here's your revenue report. We have little tooltips here that you will want to check out to get every single explanation on what goes inside and what is considered for it to go inside. So as you could see, you could check the total of the revenue for this period. So we have set for this week. So everything this week will be shown here. If there are any refunds or anything like that, partial, full, tips, all of that stuff will go ahead and be calculated automatically. So if you do a refund, it will go ahead and basically get included in here. If you cancel out the bookings, it will go ahead and take them out of here as well, and do everything automatically for you. So here you can see the total of the revenue, tips, parking, if you have activated service fees. So if you charge service fees, you can go ahead and see how much of that is being taken into account when it comes to revenue. Here are your bookings, so how many bookings you have on schedule, how many of them are reoccurring, and this is based on whatever you put in the system. So if you swap these out and you have different reoccurring services or services in general, everything will go ahead and get updated in here, and that's what you guys will see. Okay, so you have all of that stuff. New customers, so whenever there's a new customer that comes in, with the first appointment, they'll be shown here. Payments, so whatever kind of payments that you sent out to someone, they'll be calculated here. Here you see this is a total payment sent out for this week, and here's independent contractors. So if you're using independent contractors and you have them labeled as an independent contractor, and the system will calculate towards that. W-2s will be separately shown here, and your reimbursements. So if you give them reimbursements, they'll be shown here, and stuff like that. So this can all be checked from here, and if you go inside, and we'll go inside in just a little bit, you'll be able to see everything broken down. Referrals, so how many referrals were sent out this week, how many of those referrals booked, how many of those registered, so they just made an account but they never booked, how many of them total reoccurring bookings, so you could see the actual total reoccurring bookings versus one-time bookings that are on the actual schedule. So someone booked a reoccurring booking with a referral, you'll be shown as one for that period. And if you have a one-time that registered or booked via referral, you'll be seeing that right here as well. Then you have trends. So at revenue per booking, so we'll take all the bookings inside of your account basically for that time period, and then it will go ahead and divide them by the numbers of bookings, or the whole revenue. So we'll take this number here and divide it by the amount of bookings, so that you'll be able to see what the revenue is there. And it will include tips and all of that stuff. Unless you go inside, then it will be broken down without tips, and more specific data will be shown. Okay, and then you could also see average revenue for weekly appointments if you have them, and one time and all of that. So all that kind of stuff could be seen here. And then here's a ratings report. So if anybody's rating your service, you'll be able to see how many 5 stars you have, what the percentage is, and what your overall rating is within that time period. So based on the time period, this will all change accordingly. Cancellation reports. So basically here, when you go inside, you'll be able to see why people are canceling. So if it's a one-time and 5 people canceled, you'll be able to see the reasons why they're canceling, and you guys can set that up from under the store options. And again, you have filters for every single one of the detailed reports inside. Then you have the services report, so which services are being purchased the most. So you could go ahead and see that. We kind of have them labeled different. Like you could see that this is deep cleaning 1, 2, 3, 4. The reason why we kind of labeled this is to charge different prices. So for example, this one is a different price. This one is a different price based on a different, selection. So if someone has a larger home and they select 4 bedrooms instead of, 3, it picks up this pricing. So inside the back end, we kind of called it 2, 3, 4, so we kind of know which one is which. But on the front end, we call them all deep cleaning so that they don't see that kind of stuff. But over here, we could kind of see which ones are being booked more frequently. Okay, so just not so you guys don't get confused. That's what that's all about. And you could also see which frequencies are being used and also calculate that based on filters. And then busiest, slowest times, we could kind of get a graph of how many bookings are based on every single time. So you can, for this week, 8 a.m. there are 0 bookings, but if you have, let's say, 10 throughout the week, then it will show you there were 8 appointments or 10 appointments at 8 a.m. and let's say 20 at 11 a.m. and whatever kind of booking spots you have in the system will go ahead and show you which ones are the most popular ones. And that's basically it. When you go ahead and go inside every single one of them, we'll kind of show you more details about every single one of them and make sure to get the tooltips and read the tooltips because it will explain further what every single one of these may mean. So like the unassigned bookings, this one I see that doesn't have a tooltip, but basically if there are if there are jobs in the unassigned folder, so nobody is assigned to them, it will also show you how many of those are. And as you can see, probably that is included in here as well. So you see that includes all bookings on schedule for the time range selected, including unassigned bookings. So if there's 2 of those, it'll kind of calculate those here until you cancel them out. So if you cancel the unassigned bookings, then it will get removed from here, and it will go ahead and get removed from here as well to give you accurate data. Okay, hopefully this is much more clear when it comes to the report section, and take care, you guys.